This year we are creating a new daily routine for kindergarten entitled the Number Line Game. This game is adapted from Sharon Griffin's Number Worlds. This is a daily routine that students will participate in daily for quarters 1 through 2 and twice a week for quarters 3 through 4. This routine is laid out so that it moves from a progression of smaller numbers, 0 to 5, to larger quantities of 0 to 10. There are 3 versions of the number line game within this daily routine. There's a race to 5, the vertical number line game, race to 10, the vertical number line game, and a back down within 5, vertical number line game. Accompanied with this daily routine is an implementation chart as well as teacher model questions that increase in complexity. The format for this daily routine is one that goes back and forth between whole group, teacher explicitly modeling the thinking and the actions of the game, to one where small group, where students are actually playing and participating in the game with a partner. Playing the number line game will help students develop good number sense. Students will strengthen their understanding of numbers and their relationship as well as magnitude, which ultimately aids in a student's ability to become mathematically proficient. This does not happen on its own. That's why it's important that there are teacher-focused questions that help orchestrate that behind-the-scenes thinking. In a second, I'm going to show you a video of some students who are actually playing the number line game. If you are watching this virtual training with a group of colleagues, you may want to split the table where half of you focus on the teacher's actions and what the teacher is saying, and the other half focus on the student's actions and what they are actually saying. If you're watching this video alone, you may want to pick either the student or the teacher and just really hone into what they are doing during the game.
We're playing the race to 5 game, okay? So let's see who goes first.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
No!
Xavier, roll the dice.
Now we're working.
Count it. Count out loud so we can hear.
1, 2.
Okay, can you put them on your board?
Yeah.
Hey, Xavier, who's winning?
Me.
How do you know?
Good. I got 0. I got 2.
Okay, so where did you start?
2.
Where did you start before you put 2 on the board? Where's your player at?
0.
And then you added how many?
2.
So now where is your player supposed to be? Good. Xavier, what would you want to roll next?
3.
Why?
Because then I will be at 5. And I will
Okay, so you would want to you would want to roll a 3, so then you would be at 5. What number would you not want to roll?
6.
Why?
Because then it will be over it.
Then you would be over it. That would be too many. Okay?
What number
All right, Ella, go ahead.
1. 1.
Okay, Ella, where did you start at? Wait just a second. Okay, we're going. Okay. Ella, where did you start that turn?
0.
Okay, and then what number did you get?
2. I mean 1.
Okay, so now where's your player at? 0 plus 1 more makes?
1.
Okay, can you put your player at 1? Okay. How many more, or who's winning, Ella?
Xavier,
Why?
because he got 2 and I got 1.
Okay, and what are we trying to get to?
5.
5, so why is he winning?
Because he got it before me and I went after. If somebody wins go first. Hard work time.
keeps rolling a 2. Look at there right now, and who is winning right now? Luis?
Trip and Joey.
And what's the math word? Jayla, what would you like to roll?
A 5.
If she rolled a 5, would she win?
Yes.
Okay, let's see if she gets it.
Oh, you have a 5.
3.
Jayla's winning now.
Yeah. I wish I could win. Noah, next time if you raise your hand, I'll give you a chance to tell what you're thinking. Okay, Alfredo, what would you like to roll?
1,000.
Would 1,000 help you win?
No, that'll go past.
If we go past, do we get to move our pawn?
No.
No, so let's see. 4 would have you winning right now, but let's see if that would get you to the top.
3.
3.
It's a tie.
Trip, how did you know you won before you ever even moved your counters?
I've counted people's faces.
Excellent. Go ahead and move it up and show us.
I've counted 2 times.
1. Brady, why did Trip win?
Because if you tap in the middle.
To pause the video to discuss what the teacher and or students were saying and doing in the video. The number line game is a symbolic representation of quantities. When children work with a number line, they are probably not thinking about quantity and relationships. They are typically looking to get an answer or just counting and landing. We cannot assume the child is learning relationships unless he can predict where he's going to land or can tell how many steps it will take to get to a number he has practiced. This leads to why it is imperative that as a classroom teacher you are modeling those think alouds and asking those questions that will begin to cause students to think about quantity and number relationships. And again, within this daily routine you will see a list of teacher modeled questions that you can ask and how they progress as the students become more familiar with playing the game. So I'm going to quickly just review how to play the game. This is also outlined in your daily routine. So here we have a game board for 2 students, and this is an example of the vertical number line game Race to 5. Race to 10. Race to 5 is played the exact same way. Students will have a pile of clear counter chips. If you do not have clear chips, we have a modification for other chips, but we would prefer that you use clear chips, and that there is 1 die. The die has special specifications for the pips, so you will want to look and read very closely to the descriptor in the daily routine. You will not be able to use a regular die because the game board is from 0 to 10. So we have to have a side of the die that represents 0. So I have 2 players who are about to play the game. Player 1 has rolled a 2. So they will pull 2 chips out of the pile and they will count aloud as they pull those chips. 1, 2. Then they will place those chips on the number line board if those chips are clear, and they will count again as they place the chips there. 1, 2. If you do not have clear counters, then please place the chips on the side of the board. It is very important that students are seeing the numbers on the number line. Students will then take their pawn, count up 2 spaces, and move their pawn to land where the chips end. The next player will roll the die. They rolled a 1. They will pull 1 counter out, counting the number 1 as they pull it, and they will either place it on or beside their number line and count 1 again as they move their counter. Play will continue until the first person gets to 10 exactly. So as they roll, let's say that one of the players is on an 8 and they roll a 3. They have lost their turn. They will have to roll a 2 in order to get to 10 and win. So now's an opportunity for you to stop and think about how you will incorporate the number line game in your classroom. This is also a good time to go and click on that daily routine and actually read all of the descriptors on how to implement, play the game, and review the materials that are attached to the daily routine so that you are well versed in how you will be modeling and what you will be expecting the students to do when they're working with their partners.